It's Tuesday. Eagles football is sneaking up on us as we are a couple days away from the first preseason game. But I have a couple questions heading into it, so let's hear them. What is going on, everyone? Like I said, 3 questions before we dive into Thursday's game. And question number 1 is, how invested are you for this football game? Because you do know at some point you will be watching the guys that are competing for a practice squad spot, right? I mean, especially in week 1 of preseason. Question number 2, how much of Carson Wentz do you want to see? That's a hot debate right now. Is it even worth throwing your starting quarterback into a game when it's preseason week 1? And question number 3, when you take a look at the defensive side of the football, there are a lot of names, a lot of big names that has not been involved due to injury. And does that concern you? So, let's start off with number 1. Are you invested? How much time are you willing to put in on this preseason game? Are you going to tune out by the 3rd? Are you going to tune out by the 4th? Or are you fully engaged because it's Eagles football? Now, it's easy to say that. It's easy to say that on a Tuesday, and you know your emotions there. You're excited, even though you know it's preseason. It's Eagles football. It's easy to say that you're gonna be dialed in 100% until you see that practice squad player playing big time moments in a 3rd down situation in the 2nd quarter. So I want to know, be honest. Are you going to fully watch the entire thing? Or is there going to be a time where you realistically think you will tune out? Because, yeah, you saw what you needed to. You got your fix. Question 2. Carson Wentz. This is my theory. This is the way the NFL has been going. You're not going to see your starting quarterback in week 1, and I'm okay with that. Obviously, as a fan, I want to see him throw 50-yard bombs to Deshaun Jackson. I want to see him hit Nelson Aguilar in the slot. I want to see 12 personnel sets out there where he has 2 tight ends. Like, I want to see that, but I know the smartest thing to do is to not have him play week 1. And even if he is going to play 1 series, there's no value behind it. And here's what I mean. He goes in for a series. Well, you know one of those plays is going to be a running play, right? Okay. And then he throws a 5-yard pass that might get caught, might not. And then another throw. Say they go 3 and out. Well, what's that series really do? Does that series hold any value? Now, he can make 1st down plays and have a nice drive and get into a nice rhythm and then end up leaving the ball game, sure. But in week 1 of the preseason, I don't see the value. You're going to see a lot of Nate Sudfeld. And even Doug Peterson said that to the media. He's going to put Nate Sudfeld in there to get some reps, to get some real time, to get some real football experience out there. He's filling in a big role. We all know that. He's filling in a big role. So Doug Peterson essentially stated that Nate Sudfeld is going to be getting some time. To me, it's a no-brainer. Of course, I want to see Carson make plays. But you need to know, and you need to think about this and process what's really important. Is this really important? Now, as you move on through the preseason, we all know your starters will eventually get some time. And you look for that week 3 to really see a half of football out of your starters. But for preseason game 1, no. I can use this game to watch other players. I want to see Andre Dillard. I want to see our left tackle of the future play in meaningful snaps. I want to see him compete against other players outside of the Eagles. So those are the type of players I want to see. Andre Dillard, maybe J.J. Arcega-Whiteside gets some time. Some of these second-team guys. I want to see those players compete. How about what's going on with the cornerback room right now? Some of those veterans we brought in. I want to see them go out there and compete. That's what you're going to see. But there's an interest level. These players are fighting for a job that might have value in the future for this football team. But for me, it's simple. It sucks because I'm a huge Carson Wentz fan, and I want to see him go out there and succeed, and he looks comfortable, he looks healthy, he looks fresh, he's got that extra motivation behind him. But when you weigh it out, what's one series in a preseason one game when there's still plenty of time till the regular season? I believe you're going to see a ton of Nate Sudfeld, some Clayton Thorson. Who else do we got back there? Come on, he's that veteran guy. I can't even think of his name. Who's that third string quarterback we're playing with right now? It's bothering the hell out of me that I can't think of it. Don't tell me I'm going to have to Google it. I'm going to have to Google it. It is Eagles. All right, this is really bothering me. Quarterbacks. Kessler. It's Kessler. I didn't even get to it yet. Cody Kessler. How did I not remember that? That's something I need to remember. Or do I? No, I don't. It's easy. I want to see guys like Josh Sweat out there. How about Sharif Miller? What kind of things does he have to the table? We drafted him mid-rounds. Eagles fan growing up. What can he provide for us? I think he is farther away from playing than he probably hopes, but I want to see how he attacks maybe some of the running backs that's fighting for that fifth spot. Things of those nature I want to see in the preseason game one. But for Carson Wentz, no. Last. This defensive squad, the defensive side of the football, is banged up. And here's some names that are not 100%. And some of them not even practicing. Nigel Bradham, Fletcher Cox, Derek Barnett, Ronnie McLeod just started making some plays, just started competing out there in practice a little bit. Jalen Mills, LeBlanc is obviously out. Ronald Darby, Grugier-Hill's out. They just put Osman to the injured reserve, so he's completely done for the season. There's some guys who haven't even really participated, and these guys are not 100%. These are names that are crucial. Now, Jim Schwartz spoke to the media and said he trusts these guys. He trusts these guys. They're veteran players. It's more about knocking the rust off, not so much trying to learn the system because they've been around. So it's more about getting them in shape, getting them ready, getting them in that football mindset, knocking some of the rust off. Not so much believing if they can do it or not once they're 100%, because we've seen them. We've seen them play in this league. We've seen them compete before. We know that they can provide that. It comes down to them being ready to do so. But those are some big-time names, and you don't want to start the season off like we did last year with a bunch of guys all banged up, and you're starting with your second team. Like, you don't want to have that problem. We saw that last year, and it sucked, and as the year went on, we started to get healthier, and we started to get better. Now, I don't think we're at the same degree as we were last year, but still, I mean, these are big-time names. Still a few weeks until the regular season kicks off, first week in September. It's only, August 6th right now, so there's plenty of time. I'm not concerned yet, but it's something to keep in mind. It's something that's in the back here. Derek Barnett, he had the shoulder problem. Now, that takes a lot of time, but we need him to be serious this year. Luckily, we have a lot of pressure with the defensive tackles in the middle of the line, which will help the edge rushers. So luckily we have that, but we need Derek Barnett to thrive this year. We lost Chris Long, we lost Michael Bennett, and you all remember that I was upset when we lost Michael Bennett, when we traded him for essentially nothing. It's going to be a big-time hit, that's why we need him to step up, but he's not even getting going yet. He's still young, and that makes me real happy because I'm thrilled with what he can be. I've seen his skill set, it's unreal. But he's got to provide double-digit sacks. He's got to be that guy. I'm all in for Thursday. I'm all in. I'm going to watch the entire thing, even the practice squad players late. I'm fully engaged. I'll have my notebook. I'll be breaking down things. I'm pretty pumped up, I'm not going to lie. Just the fact that you'll see the Eagles logo on the field, the energy surrounding the season, Doug Peterson with the visor on and the headset. I know it's not going to be the highest quality football, and if you think that way going into it, well, that's shame on you. But it's still going to be entertaining to see these guys compete, and then you can watch the guys fighting for the spots, fighting for the practice squad, you'll see some guys fighting for roster spots. I'm engaged. But as for Carson Wentz, there's no reason to see him. There's no reason to see him. What's the benefit of a preseason week 1 game where he has a nice drive? There's plenty of time for that. There's plenty of time to get into rhythm for it. That's why the preseason games are dumb, and that's why the preseason in the NFL, that's why the NFL is talking about trying to change this preseason and trying to fix it, because it's flawed. There's no benefits of big-time players playing in week 1, and you saw that with the Hall of Fame game. Matt Ryan didn't play, he's chilling on the sidelines. Joe Flacco, same thing. It's pretty standard around the league. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, comment down below with your opinions. Let's go. Fly, Eagles, fly. You're starting to hear it all around Philadelphia here. The energy's starting to rise. Everyone's starting to feel it. That open practice definitely helped. And I bleed green. I'm bleeding green right now. I can feel it switch. I can feel the red blood switch into the green blood as it should. It's about that time of the year. See you guys next time.